All right, guys, what is up? This is the last part of the week. Guys, you know what's up on Saturday. We finish it off with a Q&A. Come on, guys. This is week 3 with Titan now that we've successfully done on Saturdays, which is what you're watching here. Or if you're on the podcast, come to YouTube. We're going to finish it off with a Q&A to just finish off the week. All right, guys. Now, I actually only have 6 questions because I asked this not too long ago. So I guess we're just going to answer all of them, okay? Make it nice and simple. Okay. So, all right, guys, first question. This one is your opinion on flat earth / firmament. So let's get Titan's take, guys. Let's see if he's pro flat earth or pro round earth, and why so. Go for it, Titan.
So I'm a conspiracy theory cat, and I've seen the arguments for the flat earth, but there's my biggest thing right here why I could never believe in it. And I've seen them, and there's some that seem relatively valid. The biggest reason why, and I could see why round earth would be like make people super atheists. Like the whole thing makes sense to me. My grandpa worked for NASA, and he launched the moon landings. Yeah, he launched the moon landings. So he's like, I asked him one time, he's like, "Shut the fuck up! What are you talking about?" So it's like
he launched the moon. What do you mean?
He worked at the Cape Canaveral place where they launched the Apollo missions that went to the moon. He was the communications director. Yeah,
and he told you that it was round.
He told me, like, yeah, bro, they went to the moon. Like, I shot the ship off and like everything.
I know, but that doesn't mean the Earth is flat or not.
What do you mean?
Are we talking? That's two different things. We're talking about the moon landing, and we're talking about flat Earth. The Earth can technically still be flat for you to go land on the moon, right? Or is that?
Yeah. He told me it was round. He told me he told me it was round. I mean, he worked there. He did the space shuttles too. Like everything. I think he worked there for like 30 years.
That's wild. I didn't know that. What if he was lying to you?
You know what?
What if he said, "Hey, buddy,"
he's an operative.
He said, "Yeah, I can't tell you, so I have to say that it's round," because they do
Agent from day one.
Yeah, bro.
I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. You see, the problem with that, I was a big Alex Jones guy for a little bit.
Yeah,
it's just cortisol in my blood, man. Once you know like objective truths, like Christ is the only way. The little things, like, they don't matter as much.
Oh, it's yeah.
All they do is stress you out. He could be on the vaccine. You got the vaccine. You're gonna die every day.
Yeah.
But it's like, why would you even put that stress on yourself?
Right.
It's unnecessary.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry. Is it flat?
Who knows?
I couldn't tell you. I haven't been in space, so once I'm in space, I'll let you guys know.
Yeah, you guys let us know. I'll be brutally honest. So my whole life growing up, literally up until like a few months ago, I was like, I guess like everybody else was like, of course the Earth is round. Like, what do you mean? Like, just look at the pictures. Like, you know, it makes sense. And as of late, guys, I've been seeing so many videos on TikTok being recommended to me. I know it's TikTok being recommended about flat Earth. And like, I'll be honest with you guys, I'm like 50-50 right now. Again, do I care? Not really as of now. I answer this question, guys, because it's kind of like a fun, controversial one. Like, you guys let me know what you think below. I don't really care, but I have been seeing a lot of stuff as far as like people asking pilots who like, you know, travel the whole world, like 26 pilots, is the Earth flat or not? They didn't know they were recording, and every pilot was like, yes, it's flat. Like the technology they have in the planes, like it's able to dictate curves, and like the whole time it's flat. Or like, what else? All the photos you guys see are just GoPros. Like they're literally just like, they put like a bow on, like when it's from outer space, because like when they actually looked at the original photo, it's completely flat. Like, again, I don't know, and I don't really care. I'm not an expert on this, but apparently there's like Arctic walls and stuff, and like there's a lot of crazy stuff. Like people like go in depth. So you guys let me know what you think below. Personally, I'm 50-50. I don't really care, but the more I learn about flat Earth, I'm kind of thinking like, I feel like it's true, because I don't know, man. There's a lot of sketchy stuff about like the moon landings too. Yeah. I don't know, bro. It's weird.
I think that would be more important to like an atheist person, because like once you know Christ is king, it doesn't matter if it's flat or round.
True.
Like it doesn't matter. Yeah. And also like the little things, like I feel like things like that sometimes. I'm not saying it's not flat or it is flat. I feel like that would be really smart of the government to just throw some shit at us like that. Ooh, Earth is flat, and we're not like focused on
stuff enough
that actually makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just my take. I don't know. I haven't been to space.
Yeah, you guys let us know what you think below. Are you a flat earther or are you not? Ask me in like 6 months. I'll give you a better opinion. But right now, I don't really have a solidified opinion. All right, guys, next question. Hey, David, did your taste in music change after you found Christ? What do you think, Titan? Did your taste in music or just of the world change?
You know what? I still listen to worldly music because it's such a curse for gym guys. Like music is everything for guys that work out. It's like we love music so much, but some songs I'll be listening to something, I'll get a little convicted.
Yeah.
And then like I won't lie, I still like I like rock and metal in the gym. That's just my thing. But and it's not like you don't want to fall into legalism. Be like, I can only listen to this. I can only do that. but you do want to be conscious. Sometimes I'll hear something, I'll skip that.
Right.
Like I do get convictions
Yeah.
that I would have never got before. Now, but there is one guy I'll put all of you on, Caleb Gordon. He's the best Christian rapper.
Yeah?
He's so good.
I'll listen. That's cool,
Yeah.
man. I'll keep that in mind. Actually, that's great.
He does like modern rap,
Cool.
like style, but like Christian, super super good.
That's dope. You know, it's funny. Just I'll give you guys my take. But like when I post stories, I want to try to find some like rap or some hip hop, and I'm trying to find Christian rappers. And there's like a couple guys, and like it's not bad. It's kind of cringe, some of them, but like I feel like it's growing. So if you guys are like, I'm being serious. This is a business idea for you guys. If you're in the music space, like you're in like the rap hip hop space, try Christian rap. I really think I know Christ in its myriad of forms. Christian clothing, Christian YouTubers, influencers, it's all growing. So if you guys are in the hip hop, try doing it, man, because I'm trying to look for some bangers for my stories. And I don't want like bang this bitch in this, do this, take a drug this, because. So yes, guys, I used to listen to quite a bit of like worldly music as far as like rap and things like that. Now, I'll be honest, I can't. The majority of like music in my playlist, I just gotta skip because the first opening is like bang this bitch in this, take 20 mollies this, and it's addictive. You have to understand that Satan rules the music industry, and he does this. I was talking to a buddy about this. I'm not gonna go too deep, but like especially black people, he rules like hip hop, because hip hop predominantly, the artists are black, right? Like African American, whatever. He rules them. This is not a shot to you guys. It's actually a benefit, because a strong black person, African American, Jamaican, whatever, who's rooted in Christ is one of the scariest people you'll ever meet. I don't know if you know any, Ty, you definitely do. I know you guys know like a black preacher or like based Christian, and man, their willpower and their drive is next level. That was my best friend growing up. His name was Gabriel. He actually reached back out to me, and he kind of like was my first Christian friend, and his family is very religious, and he's like one of the most based guys I know, and so that's why Satan rules the hip hop industry, to confuse all the black people, because if the strongest people are hypnotized, then Satan doesn't have to worry. But yeah, I listen to funk. So that's kind of my answer. But to be honest, a lot of funk is demonic too, man. So I can't even like post up thinking like I'm some holy guy. Funk has like no lyrics for the most part. It's just like electronic beats. But a lot of and I know you know this too, Tad, and a lot of like the cover art and the titles, they're so demonic, and it really makes me upset, because it's like, why do you have to bring that in? It's just like, it's a dope song, but the cover art is like Jesus pinned. It really is blasphemous, and like
once you gain that discernment, it's like you look at everything.
Oh my
like,
gosh, man.
I'm just trying to enjoy something right now.
I was trying to.
And then you just get convicted.
I'm trying to watch a TV show.
Yeah.
Do you have to bring in the LGB person? Like, just come on for 2 seconds. But yeah, your music taste will change over time. I'll definitely take a look at Christian rap. For me, though, I listen to funk, and besides that, I don't really listen to the radio. And in fact, just to finish it here, I think actually God did this. My car radio broke. My car battery died, so it's put into like theft mode, and I just haven't fixed it. So like I can't listen to any music in my car. So every time I drive, I just listen to nothing. So I think God did that to like say, hey, meditate, because music can deter you from your goals. It really can, man. Like when you always numb yourself, music really can deter you guys from your mission. So take a time to just not listen to any music and just listen to God, because he'll be your music, buddy. All right, we good? Next question. All right, no, we'll answer like 2 more, guys. All right, let's do this, Tide, and I'm curious on your take on this. I know a decent amount, but not a ton on this. What is your view on arranged marriage? Ooh.
I like to. I this is not something that I've like put a lot of nuanced thought into ever.
Yeah.
I can see the argument for it. Like it totally makes sense to me. At the same time, though, free will is like an undeniable element of like really loving someone.
Yeah.
So it's hard because it makes sense. It's one of those like logical things that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a component, and this is why like life is so beautiful, of like that vulnerable emotionality that's like real, and you find it. You know what I mean? And like it's not all just arranged with this guy on this piece of paper. I'm in the middle of the road. I think I think a good medium to that would just be every marriage kind of being an arranged marriage, because people just follow Christ more. So it's unnecessary. You don't even have to arrange it. People are just better people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So just to give you guys like my take on it. So believe it or not, stat wise, I think the highest amount of arranged marriages are in India, right? Hindu countries, and arranged marriage is actually have the lowest chance of divorce rate. So in a sense, they do work like very well because the parents are vetting, right? Like we spoke about earlier in the video, the parents are vetting and making sure you guys are, equally yoked, even though they're not really following Christ. But yeah, I wouldn't want an arranged marriage. So I personally am not for it, but I do see a lot of the benefits with it because there's much more objectivity. And I'll tell you what, okay, I'm not necessarily 100% for arranged marriage, but I'm not for what's happening right now, which is the exact opposite. It's satanic marriage. It's just, let's just, people kind of make fun of me and they're like, oh, you're just going to trust God to send your wife. Divorces, they all end. Yeah, your divorces end or your marriages end because you're not going at it with the right angle. You guys are completely subjective, just hoping it works out. People look at me and they're like, you just hope it works out. No, dude. I'm very logical and objective with monk mode and vetting and courting. So am I for arranged? Not necessarily. They do have the lowest chance of divorce, but you need to have some level of objectivity going into it. Watch earlier in the video when we spoke of monk mode, courting, and vetting.
Good. Trust God, not the puss.
Yes. Never trust. And that's why, too, you don't fornicate when you're vetting because you'll become addicted and you will no longer think logically, okay? Hey David, I get that you're a powerlifter, so massive amounts of protein, but I'm simply curious, what's your take on veganism? Tell him, Titan, what's your take on veganism?
Well, so I have had some debates in the past, and I usually try not to because I'm not super nutritionally educated. One of my clients, actually, in my videography business, though, is you've seen his post, Javier. He's a certified nutritionist, a bunch of different certifications.
Nice.
That's what he loves doing. And he gets in fights with them all the time. And I understand here's the problem. There's no debate on whether it's good for you or not, if it's better for you. That is dumb. You're nutrient deficient in a lot of ways when you're vegan.
A lot of them don't believe that, bro. A lot of them will say the opposite. I agree with you, but tell them why, bro.
I mean, you could start with B12, which is the biggest one. And here's the thing. It is possible to be a vegan and not be nutrient deficient.
Yeah.
The odds that you are going to take all those supplements, I mean, you're going to be holding supplements like this walking through your kitchen. It's going to cost you $300 a month. The odds that you take all those every day and you're actually getting your nutrients are very low.
Yeah.
And that's like a whole nother debate. And I'd rather educate myself more on that before I get into that.
Yeah, me too.
But I do see the side of being like of a humanitarian side, right? Like being nicer to the animals and stuff.
Sure.
That to me is far more valid than a nutritional argument. And if someone says that, I'm like, hey, to each their own, right? To each their own. Yeah.
My take, guys, is I actually went vegan for about 8 months a few years ago when it was really popular. I believe you guys don't have to agree with me on this. I believe veganism is a psyop by the government to emasculate and weaken men. I've never met a vegan personally who's like as based as I am. We're more based. So this idea that like you'll be stronger and healthier, like after a certain point, guys, like you can be very logical on paper with like, oh, but look at like the, nutritional benefits of veganism, A, B, C, D. But at a certain point, you have to be empirical and you have to look at like actually what's around you, not just listen to the science, because that can change like that. And that can be fabricated very quickly, as we know. From what happened. So I think you need to just grow up and just look at what's around you. And every vegan I've talked to or look at, they look tired, deficient, skinny fat. Their teeth are kind of yellowy and like crusted. There's like their skin pigment doesn't really look normal. They're always underweight. Their breath is super bad. Like, I'm not trying to be mean, and maybe I've just met the wrong vegans, and they're all liberal and they have blue hair and they're pro-choice. Like, I'm not trying to be mean, guys, but like at a certain point you need to like get out of like the science. And I know we live in such a logical world, and just look at what's around you, because I truly believe, and if this is triggering you guys, then good. If you only listen to the science, you won't be you're not going to follow Christ first and foremost. I don't think you'll actually make the best decisions for your life if you only look at what's good on paper. And that's because, guys, science can be fabricated very quickly. And if anything has showed you that, it's what happened the past few years, right? They changed the science so many times. So how are you going to tell me like I have to, see what's good on paper? Instead, what I would say is do it yourself. Try it out. I went vegan for 9 months, and the first couple months were cool. I felt lighter. I was eating more. I was probably having more micronutrients in me, so I was feeling good. But then after on the 4th month mark and onwards, I just felt, I can't explain it to you guys, but I felt like my nuts got cut off. I literally just felt like a woman. I'm just being honest with you. I did not feel grounded. I felt very effeminate. I felt very feminine, like emotional and flustered. And my body literally craved protein. So what I did is I very slowly started to introduce it back. I had white meat, chicken, and then I had red meat, and I like live off red meat now. And the amount of benefits of red meat alone, I believe red meat, well, we'll kind of finish here, but this is a completely different topic. Red meat is the only food from what I know that you can eat by itself, besides like baby formula or breast milk. Red meat is the only food, or one of the only foods you can eat by itself and survive. We know this because this is the carnivore diet. It's water, salt, and red meat. That's it. That's it. Carnivore diet exploded the past couple months, and if you guys want an amazing source, the most wise guy I know on nutrition, his name on Instagram is human.growth.factor. He's brilliant. And where I'm going with this is like he eats like more or less a carnivore diet, and he's completely against veganism. So if you want something more, go view him. I did a podcast with him, and I didn't even know what he was talking about, all these hormones. It was like a different language to me, but I was like, okay, I trust you, bro. So, all right, we'll finish it there. Do you have any last word on that, Tide?
It's like you were saying, it's like you can do all that. Oh, but they get this nutrient and that nutrient on paper in the studies. If you go to the gym and you have like a group of guys, at the gym, and you look around, the most jacked people, and you do this yourself, eat red meat. I don't know what it is about. I don't know what it is about red meat and being jacked.
The B vitamins, man.
I put on like 20 pounds when I was 15 of muscle just eating red meat all day. And it's like, and you see that with other people. It's like this archetype. Like Nick is one of them. Both of us. Nick just eats ground beef all day. He's an entrepreneur and he's super jacked. He's about to compete in bodybuilding. I don't know why it's this. It fits in with what we were talking about last time with the gym and entrepreneur. For some reason, red meat's up in that archetype. I don't know what it is.
Conservative, Christ-following, red meat-eating, cowboy, Bible-thumping boy. Especially where Tyden lives. He lives in like the heat of like based Florida, man. Every person that goes there, you try to be liberal and vegan, you'll get slapped outside the face.
Not here. Not
where you are?
Northern Florida.
Oh, you're not.
Lower Alabama. It's called Lower Alabama. But no. Miami is super liberal. I'm in like Live, Florida.
But you're in Fort Lauderdale, so you're not like it's liberal there.
It's the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay, but still, it's more based because I went there where you guys were, and I went to like the food places and I saw the people.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, wait, people like, guys, it's so funny in like restaurants. There's like parking spots. People like park their trucks just on the grass. That's so funny.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of like Toronto people. Like Canada's definitely like a lot more. And I went to Colorado in the U.S. one time, and I saw these people. You don't see them down here, and it might be. I had a conspiracy theory that it was something to do with the sun, the level of vitamin D we get.
Maybe
because there's these people in Colorado with no sun, and they're all fat and with blue hair and beanies and everywhere, and like just walking around like
Pacific Northwest,
but
San Francisco.
I never see that in South Florida.
Yeah,
South Florida's hyper competitive. Everyone's just like filled with tests walking around.
Yeah, so go to Florida, man. Go to Texas, guys, the most based places, and just like notice how they live. I'm being dead serious. Like they're grounded. I have a lot of clients from Texas. They're based, man. A lot of Mexicans, man. Mexicans are pretty based, man. I'm not gonna go too deep, but like they're pretty based. Good family values and stuff like that. They're hardworking men. These guys like waking up at 4 a.m. Eat some good burritos. But anyways, we'll finish it there, guys. I'm in Toronto, which is pretty liberal. I'm about to go there right now, so I'll let you guys know. Eat your red meat. All right, we'll answer one more and we'll finish it there. All right, here, we'll finish on this. This is kind of just a fun Q&A. Is it okay to watch Dragon Ball Z moderately for life lessons? So let's just relate it to like TV shows, even like video games like Dark Souls, Elden Rings, anime, Dragon Ball Z. So is it okay to watch those things, those devices, I guess, moderately for life lessons while like lifting, working out, becoming a better you? What do you think, Tyden? That's a big question.
I think it's okay to watch them because, again, I'm very big on not falling into like legalism. I think that will destroy you. I think it's okay to watch TV shows from time to time as long as you're being discerning, whatever you do.
Yeah.
Now, coming to them for life lessons and some secret carnal knowledge, not biblical knowledge, that's what I'm against. I have one of my biggest things in the walk with Jesus and like Christianity is like, ooh, this secret thing in this book and this carnal knowledge and the best method and then this motivation. I think all of that's in the Bible. Everything you need is in the Bible.
Sure.
I think other stuff can help you. Like you can watch Andrew Tate and get motivated. If you're going to anywhere to seek wisdom, though, you will get more going to the Bible. It's not a bad thing necessarily, but you can get better wisdom if you go other places.
I agree. Yeah, just to read it with you guys. Yeah, so I love Dark Souls games. I binge them. I play them all twice. I do believe there's a lot of value you can gain from certain things, but ultimately they do point back to Christ. And what's very funny is like, I used to be like obsessed with Berserk. There's a guy named Guts, and he like I relate with him a lot, and it's an anime. It's called Berserk. But the more I learn on Christ, the more I realize Christ is the ultimate Berserk. Like I become less obsessed with like, because you have to understand, guys, a lot of these like fictional things are actually rooted from Christ. That's like the hero's call to adventure literally comes from Christ. Like everything, the majority of movies, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, like, you think of like the hero who dies for society, but then resurrects and comes back and his legacy lives on. That came from Christ. So a lot of the video games we follow, a lot of the animes, they all stem from that. He's the original hero story. So yeah, man, I played them. I think it's okay to have a shut off, guys. Absolutely. Just make sure the shut off is somewhat productive. So with Dark Souls, man, I'm not going to be too into depth, but I really actually recommend, if you guys are in a season of your life of monk mode, to play them, because they are the hardest games ever made on PlayStation. I think it's only PlayStation. Maybe it's Xbox. I don't know. But they're the hardest games. They're called Dark Souls games. They're Souls-like games. Souls-born games. And it will test you. And you have to be smart. And it's very similar, at least for me, to not give up. It's like powerlifting. It's anything hard. There's so many times where you play the game and you're like, I'm done. Like, I'm not beating this boss. Like, who made this game? But then you try one more time. You go out, you gain your resources, and you come back. And when you win, it is, bro, I cannot explain it. It is the most satisfying thing I've ever experienced in my life. But again, don't use it as a crutch. Be smart, okay? If any last word, Titan, are we good?
That's it, man. Great episode this week.
That is it, guys. We're going to finish it there. I hope you all enjoyed this Q&A as well as the other videos. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. Titan's links are below, guys. He has a new Instagram handle. You tell him, what's it called, Titan?
I'm Titan.
It's called I'm Titan. No more Titan Fit. Titan is going to have new reels, so by the time you're watching this, guys, he has new reels up. I know the first week he didn't, but he's back up there, guys. He's full sending it. Soon he's going to have a website where he's going to take on some of you guys as clients, so be on tune or on the lookout for that, guys. Linked below. If you guys enjoyed this video, like I said, give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe, and I will finish it, guys, here with the final plug. If you guys are interested and would like to work with me on a personal level at anything of what we talked about in today's video, becoming more like Christ, biblically based, or on a more practical level, improving things like your fitness, business, mindset, and relationships, guys, there's one-on-one coaching. I love speaking with you, and we still have some spots open. All right, guys, first link below. You guys know what's up. You can support Edge, coupon code developed. That is it, guys. Thank you so much. I love you all. Titan, you tell them goodbye. Give them your last little words.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching again. We're just going to keep getting better and better at this. Hopefully we become that one show that you sit down with and, drink your coffee in the morning or eat dinner. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Leave us any comments, anything that you think we could fix, do better, something that you liked. And yeah, give us a follow on Instagram. Keep up with us there. And I'll see you guys next time.
Amen, guys. See you next week. Till then, much love. Peace.